Hello and welcome. My name is Marta, and today I have a few projects that are entomology based for you guys. To start, I have an ostrich egg here for project number 1, and these cute little duck feet that I got. They're 3D printed. I got them on eBay. I'll link the store below. They are so cute. I need to cut these little tabs off in order to glue them onto the ostrich egg. Also, the ostrich egg I got in eBay as well. Originally, I wanted to do chicken legs, which I have some taxidermied ones, and they were just a little too big for this ostrich egg. And I felt that I wanted duck legs, and I looked for taxidermied duck feet, but none of them were splayed out like flat. They were kind of crumpled, and I don't know what people do with those, but anyway, I found these awesome ones from a guy that does them on his 3D printer, and I decided to use these instead, go this route instead. So here I'm just taking an X-Acto blade and I'm cutting them, and I wasn't that gentle with them. I should have been a little more gentle with them, but I'm kind of, I don't know, I get like into things and I maybe use a little bit too much brute force. So what I'm doing here is cutting them at an angle. So when I glue them onto, see here, I break it, but it's okay. I glue it back together. Since it's plastic, it glues together really just fine, like it never happened. So I'm cutting the tops at an angle so that when I glue them onto the ostrich egg, it will sit more flush with the egg. So here I'm using Titebond to reglue the leg, and it was fine. It was perfect, actually, like it never happened. So, but yes, if you do get these and you go this route, definitely be a little more delicate. I should have been a little more delicate, but I guess I was just frenzied to get this done because I've been wanting to do this for a long time now, this project. I don't know if you guys ever saw Garfield and Friends. I used to watch that show growing up, and one of my favorite characters was named Sheldon. I'll show you a little pic now. And he was so cute. He's a chick. He's a little chick, though, that didn't come out of his egg. So he has little chick feet. But this little guy here reminds me of Sheldon. So I'm going to call him Sheldon. I'm using hot glue to glue it on just to see if the angle is right. And then if it's not, what I've been doing is just peeling off the hot glue off the legs and then readjusting them, like shaving them down a bit more to get the angle right, and then doing the whole process all over again. I did it a couple times, but I'm very much a perfectionist, so I really want to get that angle. I did eventually. I got it, but with some whittling, it worked. Okay, so I finally have gotten them where I want them, and I'm using E6000 glue to glue them down with some hot glue as well. The hot glue is just to set it, and then obviously the E6000 overnight is really gonna get them flush. So I didn't show the footage because I thought it looked really silly, but I did stick it on the feet, the egg, and it quickly fell over. I realized the egg's very heavy and the feet are very light. And so what I had to do was I got some blue tape and I taped the little duck feet down to the cutting board there. So once it's glued, it just stays without any problems, without it falling over. So here I'm just marking the underside of the egg where the legs are going to sit so I can more easily apply the hot glue to the egg. And also make sure it's more or less in the middle of the egg, basically so it won't fall forward or back. It'll be more balanced that way. All right, while that's drying, I'm going to take this plaque, this wooden plaque that I got at Hobby Lobby for a couple of bucks. I'm sanding it down and getting it ready for painting. So I'm going to use DIY paint, chalk paint in Monet's Garden, and just going to give it a good thick coat. I believe I'll only give it one coat, one good thick coat. And remember to paint your fingernail green. That's a very important step. Once it's dried, I am getting a chippy brush and using some DIY wax in black, and then I'm going to wipe it back. And now it's time to mount this little guy here. So I'm just using some heavy duty hot glue. I should maybe use something else like E6000, but I didn't. It worked out all right. It hasn't still fallen. This was a while back. So now taking Waverly chalk paint in plaster, I am going with a little brush, just painting over the globs of hot glue right by the shell there so it blends in nicely. And for the last step, I am taking some gold leaf rub and buff and I'm just going over the little edges of this plaque. And I'm almost done with this project. I am just going to add some paper moths to its little head that I got from a store on Etsy called Moth Myth, and I will show it in the reveal how it turns out. I used tacky wax to stick them on the head. So on to the next project. So we're ready for project number 2, and I got these amazing plates. I thrifted them. I had a whole pack of 9 of them for $24.99, but I got them half off, so it was a total deal. I'm going to be using this IOD transfers in Entomology. I'll be using some of the images there. This is a great pack. It has so many really cool images of butterflies and some insects and frogs and stuff. So anyway, I use that, and then I'm taking DIY paint in Little Black Dress. And I didn't show this, I should have showed this before, but I do take some, before painting it, I do treat it because it's ceramic so that the paint sticks to it better. I treat it with Rust-Oleum's Ultra Cover. It's like a paint and primer. Well, it's a clear coat. I'll have to look it up. I'll post it down in the description. I'm not exactly sure, and I don't have it with me right now as I'm doing voiceovers, so I apologize, but I will post it down in the description below. So here I am, just painting them. I think I give them a good two good coats of the DIY chalk paint in Little Black Dress. And I didn't even bother to water it down. Then I seal the paint with Rust-Oleum matte finish, top coat matte finish. And once that's all dry, I do it to all the plates. And once that's all dry, I totally recommend letting them cure overnight, because if you're impatient like me, I didn't do this step, and I think 2 of my plates, the transfers didn't go well at all. I just didn't even bother showing it to you because it was terrible. The paint peeled off, the transfer didn't transfer because the paint wasn't cured enough. So definitely wait overnight, let it sit, let it cure, and then do your transfers. I did paint the backs of the plates here because when they sit on the wall, you can sort of see them to the side because they do kind of fold up. So I wanted them to be coherent and all one solid color. Here I'm just playing around with the transfers, and I will show you a good transfer. This is a plate that sat overnight and cured nicely, and here we go with the little transfer. You just rub it on, you cut it, you take the backing off, and then you rub it on very well. I did it maybe a little, I rubbed it on a lot because I was so paranoid that it was just gonna all come up. So anyway, you can go at it and then sort of slowly peel it back little by little, make sure that the transfer is sticking onto the plate or the surface. And that's all I did for 3 of the plates. The other 2 that I that tragically got the paint peeled off, I did repaint them. They were very thick blotchy paint, and I'm going to do something different with those, and you'll see after these plates are done. You'll see what I did with the other ones. And isn't that lovely? So what I do is I just put more of that sealer on, that Rust-Oleum top coat, a little bit on the area, and I dry it with my little heat gun. And there were some little chips here and there, I just fixed them. So now I'm taking gold leaf rub and buff and going over all the edges of the plates, and that is it. Okay, so with this plate, this butterfly was a little too black and white for me. I wanted a little more color to it. So I took these acrylic pens that I have. They are, or acrylic markers or whatever. They're from a company called Primrosia. I will add them to the description below if you're interested. And I just picked a few colors and calmly color everything in. It was very zen feeling to color. I do love coloring. I like those coloring books. They're a lot of fun. But I don't do them that often, so this was a total treat to do. And here's how it turned out. Thought it looked pretty cute, a little more colorful. Okay, so moving on to those 2 plates that I ruined before, and I repainted and cured them overnight, although it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be using transfers on them. I'm using these silicone molds. They are from IOD. They are called Specimens. They're different size beetles. And I do end up I do fill up 3 beetles because I was a little concerned that the largest wasn't going to fit the plate right, but it did in the end. So I used the biggest beetle and the medium, the next largest. I'm using the DOS air dry clay, some gold leaf rub and buff, and then I have these really cool, they are like metallic kind of like a rub and buff, but in different colors. I'll link them below as well. They are TCW. They're called stencil butter, and I'll use those to color in the beetles. It's recommended to use cornstarch on the mold you're going to end up using, so that they don't so the dry clay or whatever medium you're using doesn't get stuck in the little crevices. And that's where the cornstarch comes in. It helps prevent that. Now it's time to add the air dry clay. I'm just taking a couple clumps at a time and pressing them in, getting them in real good, pressing them, making sure that it gets into all little crevices, because there's a lot of detail in these molds. Are amazing, but you want to make sure that the clay gets in every little crack, every little nook and cranny. There's that third bug that I didn't end up using because the large one worked just fine for the plate. So once it's all pressed in there, I'm just using this tool. You can use any kind of tool to scrape off the excess clay and make it a little more flat. This one maybe was a little too sharp. I would use something a little more blunt. I did kind of nick a tiny little sliver off the silicone molding, but it doesn't affect the molding. It's okay, I can still reuse it, but I definitely would use something not so sharp. All right, so it's time to get these little guys off. They look great. I love them. They're so cool. And I am just taking some water with a brush to smooth them out, the little cracks that are in the clay. And now with some Titebond glue and a little bit of hot glue, I'm getting ready to stick this on the plate here. And yeah, I didn't plan for that very well. I didn't center this one as well as the other one, but I guess I was just a little too giddy to get that on there. And the second one, I decided to take my X-Acto blade there, and the inside of the legs, you'll see I just kind of cut them a little bit. I didn't do this step on the first one, but in the end, since I'm going to paint them the same, I'm going to paint them black initially, you can't tell the difference between the ones that are cut and the ones that aren't. So I'm just going to use that liquid Titebond, and I am using a silicone clay tool to spread it around, and then I will center it better on this plate. And they're ready. Once they're all dry, I am coating them with the same DIY chalk paint in Little Black Dress, and I'm giving them a good thick coat. And once they're all dry, I am taking again the Rust-Oleum top coat in matte to seal the chalk paint. Basically the same steps that I took for the plates, I am doing for these little bugs. Okay, now everything is dried and sealed, and now it's the fun part of painting these beetles. And here are those stencil butters that are metallic that I'm going to use. So excited about these. This is my first time using them, so let's hope it turns out nice. Taking some, and I'll also be using that rub and buff gold on the edge of the plates, just like I did with the other bugs, and some very tiny paint brushes. If I sound nasally, I apologize. I am coming down with a cold. So these stencil butters are really cool. They do require a couple coats to make them more solid, more opaque, but they're beautiful, very vibrant colors. And here I'm just playing. I just do, I think, 3 different colors. I use the same 3 on both, but in different combinations. And I thought they turned out really cool. Just like those Japanese beetles that you see that are like bright green and they're metallic. They're so cool. And this one I'm going to do gold and green as well. I really did like these stencil butters. They're fantastic. I do recommend them, and I will be linking them on the bottom. I got them on Amazon. They were a little pricey, but I did have them on my cart for a while, and I wouldn't buy them because I think they're like $29.99 for the 4. But they had an Amazon Prime week, and they went on sale for, I want to say, like $18, or it was either 18 or 20, and I snatched them up, and I'm glad I did. So here's how they turned out. And the last step, which I did to the other ones, I got these hooks that adhere to the back of the plates, and they work really well to hang on your wall. I wouldn't recommend these hooks for a larger plate, like a dinner plate that's heavier, but for this size plate, which is kind of like a salad plate size, they worked well. They worked just fine. So I just stick them on real good, and they're ready to go to be hung on the wall. And I am done with this project, and we are moving on to project number 3. Okay, so here we are, project number 3. I thrifted this frame for $2.99, and it's black plastic frame. I was kind of playing around in the bottom corner there with rub and buff, but I wanted it to be more brilliant gold, so I decided to paint it. I am using DIY chalk paint in Liquid Sunshine. I'm going to give this 2 good coats to adhere nicely and to get it a little more brighter yellow. And the reason I'm using yellow is because I will be using a gold patina over the yellow, and I feel like yellow is the closest color to gold, so it will be a more vibrant gold color with a patina. This frame is pretty cool. It's a shadow box frame, but I can't take the glass out, so that's why I'm using that paper to not paint the glass. In the end, I do paint some of the glass, but it wasn't too bad. All right, so I have my 2 thick coats on here, maybe even 3, who knows? In some areas, it's probably 3. And I'm ready to use the patina. The patina is called Golden Ticket. It's a DIY product. It's called Golden Ticket Liquid Patina. And it's really cool. I like it. I give this also probably 2 coats. I think, yeah, 2 coats of it all the way around the frame. Okay, so it's all dry, and I'm very satisfied with the looks. And here I'm just taking a flat edge razor, and I'm kind of scraping off the little bits of paint that got on the glass there. All right, so I'm ready to be working on what's going to go into the frame here. and that's the backing there. It has like a Velcro backing. I am putting my favorite sheet moss. I use it a lot. I love moss. It's one of my favorite things ever. So I cut it to size and I am hot gluing it onto the back here. And then I'm ready for what I'm going to put on here. This is a very quick project. It's not too complex or anything, but I think in the end it looks really, really nice. All right, I got these amazing paper products. It's by a company called Moth Myth, and this is a giant atlas moth, and it's so beautifully printed. The front and back is printed. They are like a vegan friendly taxidermy alternative. And I got them in Etsy, of course. And I'll link the store below. So they have all sorts of things, not just butterflies and moths. They have birds. They even have like skeletons. It's so cool. It's such a cool company. I think they're from Seattle. All right, so that's it. I used Tacky Wax to stick it there onto the frame. And this moth was very big, so I couldn't put it straight on the frame. So I stick it on an angle. And once I get the backing in, I am done with this project. And I want to take some time to thank all of you guys that have been liking my videos, subscribing, commenting. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I am so happy to be sharing my crafts here with you guys, and hopefully every week. I'll let you know if I have to skip a week here or there, but hopefully every week. Just want to say that I love you guys, and now it's time for the reveal.